iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans. Getting ready tonight for a special showing here at the dirt track. It's the Bristol Motor Speedway, the dirt track. That's right, it is usually a concrete half-mile speedway. Tonight, well, we laid down a little bit of dirt, and these drivers out of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series presented by Red Light Racing will go dirt racing for the first time ever in the history. NASCAR decided, well, let's throw some dirt on the Bristol Motor Speedway a couple seasons ago, and boy, has it taken off. Now here with these Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series drivers, well, maybe it hasn't. The thing is, they're battling here tonight 2 times. It's going to be 50 laps for the first event and then 50 laps for the second one. Both winners, if eligible, will lock themselves in for a chance to sit into the playoffs, because this is the last 2 rounds, technically, of the regular season. You win and you get in. First, you got to come through the qualifiers here. We're going to have 3 qualifiers, I believe, here tonight before we head over to our 2 feature events. So these drivers are going to get a little bit of seat time with a little bit smaller of a field to try and see how they can feel out this track here at Bristol. As we get ready, let's just take you down here trackside, because qualifying is already in the books here tonight. That means this is your starting lineup here tonight, brought to us by our friends at SimBox. SimBox, your one-stop button box shop. You don't have a SimBox? Well, you need a SimBox. Head on over to Facebook.com and type in SimBox PC. Starting on the front row here tonight, he has 0 dirt racing experience. This one's going to be interesting. Here is the driver of the car number 54 here tonight. That is Rex Hoyle. Rex Hoyle will drive the Colony Tire and Service Center number 54. He'll start from the front row. Right alongside him, the driver out of Virginia, driving the number 51 here this season. He has locked himself in. DJ Anderson will go from P number 2. Tim Blum and the Classics Hot Sauce number 10 will start back into the 3rd spot. Well, here's the driver that may have the most dirt experience out of them all. This is truck number 17. This is Tim Combs. Back behind them, the driver out of Massachusetts, driving the 14MA. This is Brian Bianchi in the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe entry. He'll go back into the 5th spot. 6th here on the starting lineup, driving the number 24 out of Minnesota. Driving the number 24, that's Zach Mitchell. And driving the number 62 here tonight out of Tennessee, just down the road here. This is Ethan Troutman. And hailing from north of the border, The Beefy Motorsports Liquid Molly, number 38 of Brandon Feeney, will go 8th. And we have Josh Buckley penciled in to go into the 9th spot. Unfortunately, Josh Buckley falling ill here tonight. He will not take the call to the grid. His truck, his crew is here. He will not, though, partake here at Bristol. 8 laps will be the distance here during our heat races. We do have, like I said, we should have 3 of them here tonight. We'll see how that all kind of boils down with the numbers here. So first up would be 8 drivers. All drivers will lock in here tonight to our feature event. So don't think that, well, my favorite driver may have finished in the bottom half of the field here in his heat race. Don't think he's done, because that is not true. He will be back into our what is considered a B main and an A main, both, of course, getting points here tonight for these drivers. 8 laps, once again, is the distance here during our heat races tonight. Then we will go into our 50 and 50. Caution laps here tonight will count. I know, a lot of you people that are tuning in out there all over Facebook and the YouTube side going, well, we go to dirt races all the time and the caution laps don't count. Well, hey, let me tell you this. Do you want to be here till Tuesday morning? I'm telling you, there's not a lot of dirt experience out here on this field. That's why it is going to be one heck of a battle. Get your soda pop ready. Get your, get the popcorn ready, but don't make it fall out of your lap. You're going to see some crazy things here tonight. There you see it officially. The iRacing.com safety car lights are out. That means we're getting ready to take these checkered flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series drivers. Green flag racing. Tonight, win and you lock in that points championship battle for the regular season. Well, that one's already going to be headed to the number 42 of Max Terrell. He has locked that one up here tonight just by showing up here at the dirt track. And, of course, there's still some drivers out there battling to get in. 12 spots, and you're in. There's only 14 points separating Ryan O'Donnell and Brian Bianchi. Those would be your final drivers. Well, let's get ready to go racing here tonight. 8 laps the distance. Race number 1 is underway here at Bristol. Early lead will go to the number 51 down in turn number 1. Behind them, Rex Hoyle is sitting there. There you see the Colony Tire and Service Center. He'll slide. Everybody's out there sliding. The track got reworked from practice right here into our heat races tonight. Bottom side of the speedway here in the early stages should be the place to go. Lap number 1 going to go in the books. It'll be DJ Anderson leading the first lap ever here at Bristol with dirt on it. Good battle back here. That's the number 17 of Tim Combs. You see him working around sideways in the Home Depot rigid Jurassic Park entry. Everybody right now just getting into a groove. Everybody knows they're going to be locked in. So these heat races here tonight, yes, it's a battle for starting position. Our heat races were determined by our qualifying efforts that we had here just a couple moments ago. And now these drivers here tonight just trying to, this will kind of set the field. Whoever wins heat race number 1 will start on the pole in the first race of the evening for our first 50 laps. Right now it is DJ Anderson. He's got himself a pretty good size lead. Tim Blum getting around the number 62 of Ethan Troutman. You see these drivers starting to really work that groove up the speedway here in the corners. Of course, the track was pretty heavy when we took to the green flag racing here in heat race number 1. So that groove, you will see it start to really widen out. You're going to start to see the bottom side of the speedway get thick and black here early. And once it does, you're going to start to see guys really migrating to the top. Some of these drivers, though, with their little dirt experience, they might prefer to run the bottom side. There you see the 10 of Tim Blum, a little bit sideways in front of that number 62 of Troutman. Out front with just 3 laps to go, and he's letting it all hang out here tonight. Going to give up a little time. That time maybe a little too sideways. But he's definitely wheeling it. Here comes Rex Will. He is now hot to trot. Really see how that groove is starting to widen out there. DJ Anderson right up against what right now you would call the top side. Two laps to go here in heat race number 1. DJ Anderson has led them all. The white flag is up. First one back to the checkered flag. We'll get that starting spot on the front row. DJ Anderson slides in there. Rex Hoyle going to slide up the track a little bit, but it looks like DJ Anderson, as long as he can get through 3 and 4, don't count your chickens before they hatch, but it will be DJ Anderson coming off of turn number 4. He'll pick up tonight's first heat race win. It'll be Anderson, Hoyle, Mitchell, Bianchi, Blum, Troutman, and Brandon Feeney. That's how they come across here in heat race number 1. So heat race number 1 looking pretty stout out there. A lot of green flag racing, a lot of passing going on out there. Heat race number 2, this has some big, heavy time hitters. Let's take you down for your second starting lineup of the evening. It looks like this. It's the Fisherman out there driving the number 86 out of South Carolina. He's got more fishing experience, that's for sure, than dirt track racing. He's put in a lot of time this past couple of weeks. That's the 86 of James Skelton. Chris Hammond driving car number 6. He will start right there in P number 2. And second row, driving the number 11 here tonight out of Ayer, Massachusetts. That's going to be Shanika Single. That's Sean Single starting there in P number 3. Starting P number 4 here is supposed to be the number 64 of Jason Wells. He'll start 4th. Then it'll be the number 4, the Jeffrey Souza entry, the Souza Media. He'll start 5th. Max Terriel back there. He's picked up a couple wins this season. He will start into the 6th spot. While Philly Edwards, the aging hipster, car number 73, Genesee Cream Ale riding on board with him. He'll start back there in 7th. And then is the Road Rage Accessories, number 43 out of the Strano Brothers Racing Stables. That is the number 43 of Joe Strano. Strano starting back into the 8th spot. That's your 8-car starting lineup here for heat race number 2 tonight, who will join DJ Anderson on picking up a heat race win. There you see that 86 we talked about, James Skelton. He has gone winless, the past series champion here with Red Light Racing. He has yet to park his number 86 into victory lane. Of course, he does come in here tonight with a lot of points, so he's got the points to point himself in. Sits second overall in the championship standings with no wins this past season. So this time by the iRacing.com pace car will make its way down, and we're going another 8 laps the distance here in heat race number 2 tonight. Everybody tuning in out there to catch the coverage tonight. You see Josh Buckley's out there. Murdoch's fan club is here. Murdoch has not hit the track yet. He is in heat race number 3 this evening as the iRacing.com pace car makes its way to pit road. We're going racing this time out of turn number 4. Set 'em loose. 8 cars, 8 laps. One truck up into the outside wall. I believe that was the Scots number 6. That was of Chris Hammett. Hammett going to lose multiple spots here on the opening lap. Actually, before they even got down to the back straightaway, he went from 2nd all the way back to 6th. James Skelton will lead lap number 1 here, and they're 3 wide. Look at the Chick-fil-A entry. That is Sean Single. He was 3 wide. Here comes Max Terriel. He's going to work to the bottom side of the speedway, trying to get around the alien of Jason Wells. Look, they're going to go 3 wide, put Jason Wells into the middle. They will split him. Wells will fall back. Put Max Terriel 2 for 1 on that one. First lap did go to the number 86 of James Skelton. Skelton leading lap number 1 here tonight. Souza in 2nd. Terriel now into that 3rd spot. There's Philly Edwards. Edwards battling down to the inside with the Genesee Cream Ale, number 73, trying to find something down around the bottom side. He's got that left front right down there on that transition. We would normally call it an apron, but oh boy, Sean Single, 1 car up and over. That will be the number 64 of Wells. Wells going around, and Joe Strano having some problems getting that Road Rage Accessories, number 43. Strano Brothers Racing, number 43, slowed down. He will get involved in that, so that'll be the first caution flag we see here tonight. See Wells after going up and over, how safe these Gander Outdoor iRacing trucks are, so he can roll away. Yes, we do realize it is virtual, and he will make his way back to pit road. Take a look at this now. Watch the 11 of Sean Single, that Chick-fil-A entry. Probably reached over for a little Chick-fil-A sauce right about there. What a tumble, though, for the 64 of Wells. Right on board here with Wells. Heard him heavy on the throttle, didn't even know it was coming. Next thing you know, the cab of that truck up into the outside wall. Crazy little turn of events there to bring out the first caution flag of the evening. So now we get the re-rack them, restack, and we've seen 3 wide while these drivers have been battling off these starts. So now Skelton's going to have to really battle with Max Terriel, Jeffrey Souza, Chris Hammett, Sean Single, Philly Edwards, Joe Strano, as Jason Wells is down on pit road. It looks like he will lick his wounds and call it, a night here for his heat race. You will see him a little bit later on. Remember, he does have 2 more races left here tonight because everybody locks in. We're not sending anybody home here on Monday night. Nobody is going to leave the track, well, I was going to say disappointed, but some drivers may leave the track a little bit disappointed. Everybody comes here with the intentions of having themselves a good night and winning. This is one of those tracks that was put on this schedule, and when you looked at it and you saw it said dirt next to it, you almost consider that like the wild card race, putting Daytona or Talladega as the final cut race to bring the drama into it of who's going to get in, who put in the practice to be good and really work at it. Well, we're going to find out here when we go racing for 50 laps in the first race, and then we are going to invert the field. There is a magical number out there that we will invert these drivers here for the second feature of the evening. So that's going to throw a little bit of a curveball monkey wrench into these drivers. We'll see how they will take to that. Yeah, you might be able to dance out front, but can you work your way waltzing through a pack? So we'll go back racing here. It will be a green-white checker attempt here for this field. Second heat race of the evening is what is on the speedway currently here at Bristol. Skelton and Terrill going to lead them down here with Souza and Hammett back there in row number 2. Then it's Single and Strano. That's Joe Strano. And then Philly Edwards tag in the back of the field. Look at Max Terra come up through. Max looking pretty good there. You see him hanging it out, trying to get around the outside. James Skelton going to slide up off turn number 2. See if they can come by this time and pick up the white flag here in heat race number 2. We get the white flag. That means the first driver back to the line will win. Will it be James Skelton? This is the battle that will start. Whoever wins this one will start in P number 2 for our first feature event. 42 to the bottom side, trying to throw a little bit of a slider. Not going to happen. It will be James Skelton. Out of turn number 4. Skelton will pick up heat race number 2. It'll be Skelton, Terrill. And it'll be Single, Souza, Hammett, Strano. That's how they come across the line with Philly Edwards. So heat race number 2 officially in the books here tonight. That means our Simbox starting lineup for heat race number 3 is coming out here. And this is how these 8 drivers will line up. The driver out of Florida, driving the Rev Esports number 2. That is Michael Trevarthen. He'll snag the pole here for heat race number 3. Starting back into the second spot here tonight, the driver out of Canada, driving the number 31 Bragg Motorsports entry, the Jiffy Lube entry. That's Dave Bragg. Back into P number 3, and this is going to be a battle of the Higgins here. It's the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply Busch Lattes, number 40 of Rob Higgins. He'll start third. Starting back into the fourth spot here then. And starting fourth, that will be the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Murdoch piloting the 01, the Adventure in Pixels entry. He'll go fourth. Fifth will be the number 3 of Tony Strano. He'll start back in fifth here tonight. Ryan O'Donnell in the Turbodork Radical Paints Full Throttle Racing number 98. He'll go sixth, while the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 30 of Bob Higgins will go seventh. Eighth will be the driver out of Australia. Driving the 184, that's Kevin O'Brien. Kevin O'Brien piloting the 184 here tonight. He'll start back into the 8th spot. He turned, well, more laps than anybody here tonight, just about. So next time by, we drop the hammer here on the final heat race of the evening before we get set to slap 25 plus drivers out there onto the field tonight to go 50 laps in our first race of the evening. There you see the final heat race of the night down there. Who will pick up this one? I'm looking at it, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go out on a limb here, race fans. I'm saying the number 40 of Rob Higgins, who is not a dirt track driver, will pick up the win here in heat race number 3. Going out on the limb, you never know what's going to happen. Green flag is up, put 8 laps on the board. Let's go dancing. Great start by the BK Paints number 2. Not such a good start there by Rob Higgins. And one driver was headed to the infield fence line. I believe that may have been the number 3 of Tony Strano. He did get it gathered up. Lap number 1, though, everybody chasing him. It will be Michael Trevarthen across the line. That is Dave Bragg and that Jiffy Lube, number 31. Got a brand new paint scheme on that number 31. Just special here for the dirt race at Bristol. Kevin O'Brien, the Seesaw, will wobble all the way down the back straightaway in the 184. He's staying right there with that lead back, though. Murdoch going to be able to take over that second spot currently. But he's got somebody right behind him. Right on board with that adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch. Here, very ginger on the throttle for Murdoch. A lot of wheel spin down the front straightaway, though. That's going to hurt him. That's going to allow a lot of these guys to really start to close the gap behind him. Nobody, though, behind the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. He had the most laps led in our practice session a little bit earlier on, called our happy hour session. Kevin O'Brien having a battle back here, as him and the number 3 of Tony Strano were battling it out. Now here comes Bob Higgins, slow and steady, always wins the race, they say. Bob Higgins back here into the 8th spot. He's closing in on Kevin O'Brien. That's the battle for 7th. Here goes Higgins. Higgins will go to the outside of the checkered flag on his fly number 30. He's going to be gingerly back to the throttle. He'll make the pass high, wide, and handsome around the outside. Going to go to that number 30 of Bob Higgins. So Higgins picks up a spot there from O'Brien, bumping him back to running into the 8th spot. 3 to go. It'll be the old popsicle sticks here. This time by for the number 2. Michael Trevarthen picks up the popsicle sticks. Richard Murdoch following him in tow. And right there is another driver. That's the number 31 of Dave Bragg. That's the battle for 2nd and 3rd right now. Murdoch and Bragg. It's the best battle onto the speedway. This time by, they will pick up the white flag here in our 3rd heat race of the evening. So the white flag coming out this time by. Everybody chasing Michael Trevarthen has not stepped out of line at all here. So Michael Trevarthen will pick up heat race number 3. The battle for 2nd will come down. It'll be Dave Bragg making a last turn pass there on the 01 of Murdoch. So it'll be Bragg, Murdoch, Higgins, O'Donnell, Strano, Higgins, and O'Brien across the line. That is how your heat race will go. So DJ Anderson, James Skelton, and Michael Trevarthen all picking up a heat race win here tonight. And now it is time to officially line them up and get through our Simbox starting lineup. A little bit of an invert here actually being called on our first race of the evening. So that'll mark Sean Single as starting on the front row here. So Single snags the pole here, virtue of the invert. Tim Combs will then line up P number 2 with Dave Bragg sitting in 3rd. Max Terriel going 4th. Rex Hoyle in 5th. Michael Trevarthen back there into the 6th spot. 7th then will be James Skelton. He picked up a heat race win. He'll start there 7th. DJ Anderson also picking up that win along with Trevarthen. So Anderson will go 8th. Richard Murdoch will be the first driver that did not pick up a heat race win, and he was outside the invert spot. So the 01 will start back into the 9th spot. 10th then tonight will be Zach Mitchell on the starting call. Then it'll be the number 4 of Jeffrey Souza. And Rob Higgins will go back into the 12th spot now. 13th will be Brian Bianchi and Cole Pepper's Bakery and Cafe number 14. 14th then will be Chris Hammett. Ryan O'Donnell will go in the 15th spot. Tim Blum is 16th. Joe Strano is 17th. Tony Strano is in 18th. Ethan Troutman back into the 19th spot. Philly Edwards in 20th. 21st going to the number 30 of Bob Higgins. Brandon Feeney will go 22nd. 23rd on the call will be the number 64 of Wells. And then it's Kevin O'Brien. And, of course, Josh Buckley's team here tonight entered his car into the event, but he will not make the call to the grid here tonight. Looks like one other driver not making the call quite to the grid is the number 54 of Rex Hoyle. Hoyle finished 2nd in his respective heat race here tonight, so he won't get to start at least the first race here tonight, unfortunately. So we'll go with 23 cars, 50 laps the distance here tonight. That's right, 50 laps here for this race. Then we're going to take a 5-minute intermission. We're going to turn the track around, prep it for the second 50 laps, invert the field again, and go back at it, pitter-patter. It's a great night here on Monday night. We thank everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch the drivers here of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series for Red Light Racing, the first time ever racing on dirt. iRacing.com safety car will make its way right there. Left-hand turn down to pit road. That means this time Sean Single, Tim Combs. Pitter-patter, let's get out of here tonight at Bristol. Everybody coming up through the gearboxes here. Great start by the 11 of Single. He'll squirt down to the bottom side. Look at them stacked up 2 by 2. You would think, well, this might not be Bristol. This may be somewhere like a Daytona or Talladega, because they're just stacked up all the way back as far as you can see. Watch them. Watch them there off Sean Single's in-car camera. Everybody makes lap 1. Sean Single will lead the first feature lap of the evening. Everybody chasing that number 11. Look at them, 3 wide. Little contact there for second. Trevarthen and Combs making the contact. Rubbin's racing, especially on dirt. They just found that one out, but that's going to allow the 51 of DJ Anderson and the 42 of Max Terrill. Contact between Terrill and Anderson. They make contact. They were both pointed at the wall. They both save it. Now here comes the number 31, the Jiffy Lube entry. And that is going to be Dave Bragg in the number 31. He's going to rub the number 51. It's going to send Anderson up the speedway. He'll lose the spot. Max Terrill will go waltzing on through. DJ Anderson falling back into the 7th spot now. He was knocking on the top 5. Falling a couple spots back. Murdoch's right there running into the 8th spot. Mitchell's back there in 9th. As he's got the battle with the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14 right now. That is Brian Bianchi. Bianchi making up some ground. I mean, you literally throw a camera, you're going to find somebody racing somebody. Look, there's the 62 of Troutman. He's locked in a battle back here with Joe Strano. One car down to the inside there. I believe that was the Brian Bianchi Culpeppers entry. A little bit off pace. He did not go around, so the officials here tonight going to keep the green flag out. Out front, it's the Chick-fil-A. Number 11 here tonight of Sean Single. No dirt experience, just a couple fun runs, he said. Otherwise, he's doing pretty dang good right now. Here comes a big move. James Skelton going to try and powerhouse down around the bottom side. See a lot of these other drivers trying to go to the outside to keep the momentum wound up in these trucks. 31 of Bragg doing a really good job in that Jiffy Lube entry. He's just running right through the middle, then he slides up right there on exit. Try and see if he can get a little bike. Caution lights are on all around the speedway. Richard Murdoch, you cannot park there, sir. You cannot park there, Richard. He'll turn his Adventure in Pixel 01 entry back around. Can't quite tell if the truck is crab walking or if he's just sideways here tonight. Probably just sideways for Murdoch. Have to wait, see if we can see what happened to Richard Murdoch. Oh, Murdoch got bit by Mitchell, and Mitchell just going to roll down pit road there. Caution lights coming on. That's the 01 of Murdoch going around. Mitchell thought it was going to bite just a little bit harder. Instead, it was into the quarter panel there of the 01 of Murdoch, and around they both go. Murdoch had to maybe lift a little bit also to stay off of the number 51 of DJ Anderson. It is, when we go back racing here, it will be the number 11 of Sean Single starting on the front row with Tim Combs. See Mr. Jurassic Park there. Michael Trevarthen, Dave Bragg, James Skelton, Max Terrill, your top 6. DJ Anderson, Jeffrey Souza, Rob Higgins, and Reinald Donnie then will round out the top 10. A lot of good racing so far here tonight by these tailgaters. Really impressed with these drivers that don't have the dirt experience like James Skelton, Max Terriel. They don't have a dirt background. I couldn't even tell you when the last time they ran a dirt race per se, other than just the practice races that were thrown up and, the 1 hour practice here and there for the series. And they're putting on a pretty good show right now for drivers that don't have much experience. Rex Hoyle has made his way out onto the speedway. There you see the number 54. He's dropped into the back. He's a couple laps down right now in the number 54. He is back into the 24th spot currently. So this time, though, we should go back racing. We should get the one-to-go marker here tonight. Find where your favorite driver is running currently. The only driver that is not being scored right now by our timing system is the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Once again, he is ill, and he is not here tonight. His crew, his team is all here. His car is here. He is not. It'll be 13 laps in the books here when we come back into the restart zone. Single and Combs, your front two. Single not getting a good start down to the bottom. He'll go way down low, see if he can find some bite down low. A little bit of a traffic jam on the bottom side. Combs is going to be our leader down the back straightaway, but will he be able to lead at the line? 3 wide battle for the race lead. Little contact. And Big Wiggle will lead that time by at the line. That's the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen, taking the top spot down on the bottom side. Now he's going to get shuffled into the middle side. Oh, a little contact there from the 31 of Dave Bragg, the number 42 of Max Terriel. Going to send Max back a couple spots here. Now Sean Single going to the top side and saying, hey, this was my lead. This is my chance to lock in. Not quite halfway. Getting there. Michael Trevarthen with a big bump. That's going to set off a chain reaction here, and the caution lights are on. James Skelton into the back of the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Both drivers inside the top 10. And a big one on the front straightaway. Parking lot on the front straightaway. Junkyard. Tony, you can't. Oh, boy. One driver has smoke bellowing out of his truck. That's going to be the number 6 of Chris Hammett. That all happened after the caution flag had already come out. Big, big trouble down here for these drivers. We're going to have to really rewind this one and hope to catch that one for you. Let's go right here. Let's zoom this out. There you see the contact that just happened up ahead. The 86 into the 2, and then the 31 nowhere to go. And then watch the problems that occur here on the front straightaway. One driver goes around, and then all chaos breaks loose. See the 86 just into the 2. The 2 a little slower into the corner. Everybody on dirt has a little bit different points of entry that they would like to run. And then everybody just getting wadded up on the front or on the back straightaway here. Where do you run away and hide? Right on board with Dave Bragg. This is with Chris Hammond. He was involved, and there you see a little rub, and then Chris is trying to gather it up, walking it down the track. Tony Strano was there. And the track's just clogged up. So a little bit of a crazy advance. Getting passed along a note here from the race control and crazy events. You think this is crazy right now, and a little bit of a mess. Wait till you see what's coming up a little bit later on here in the next 50 laps. Oh boy, you guys have seen nothing here tonight. So we're come to complete this lap. We should get the 1 to go marker this time by. We should start to double these drivers up, as race control has deemed, yep, we're in the right starting positions. James Kelton, Chris Hammett, Tony Strano, Jason Wells, Rex Hoyle, Brian Bianchi, Dave Bragg, Michael Trevarthen, Philly Edwards, the drivers who all walked away with a lot of damage out of that one. Looks like James Skelton's down on pit road. He will not make the call. Of course, Michael Trevarthen also involved in that one. He will have to restart well back into the, outside the top 15, it looks like. Safety car is in. We're getting back fired up here. Here we go. This time, Sean Single choosing the outside lane on the restart. Good start by Tim Combs down around the bottom side. He'll be battling for the race lead. 3 wide, a little bit deeper into the field. That was Brandon Feeney, Richard Murdoch, and I believe that was the number 73 of Philly Edwards. Tim Combs, race leader at the line. Tim Combs gets that lap led this time by. Look at Max Terra at work the outside. He's going to have to check up, though. That number 17 was a little sideways. Bob Higgins having a little bit of problems getting up to speed. His truck is still out there. Now here comes that 42. He gets to the outside of the 51 of DJ Anderson. Trying to get that rolling once again. Battle for the race lead, though. Look at Combs. He's down low in that rigid Home Depot. Chick-fil-A or Home Depot, 2 of my favorite places to go. Well, I lie. My wife goes to Chick-fil-A because that line's just too long for me. But hey, how about the Home Depot rigid? Number 17 of Tim Combs. I told you there's the drivers that don't have a lot of dirt racing experience. Tim Combs, I've seen him out in a bunch of my practice lobbies. We throw up fun runs on the dirt side of things quite often. And Tim Combs is one of those drivers that always comes out on the dirt to play. And he's showing his experience here tonight. 25 in, 25 to go. He's the leader at the halfway point home here tonight. That's right, halfway home in race number 1. Look at the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry, the driver out of Canton, Michigan. That's Ryan O'Donnell. It's a picture-perfect truck right there. Maybe a small crease on the right side fender, rear fender. Yeah, there's a little scuff there on that Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. Otherwise, that Ford F-150 is looking pretty sharp right now, and it's looking pretty straight. Who is up here inside the top 10 and looking for more? Well, it's the Rob Higgins entry, and Higgins, remember I picked him a little bit earlier on, and it may not be his heat race anymore, but boy, that boy is coming to the front. Nice and setting right down around the bottom side. Remember the first time the Gander Outdoor Trucks ever went to Eldora Speedway and drivers had zero experience? Well, one of the drivers that really made a living down low that night, that was Matt Crafton, the driver of that number 88 machine on the real racing side of things. Well, he just lived and died down at the bottom side of the speedway. That's exactly what you see Rob Higgins in the number 40 doing here tonight. He just goes down low. They call that catfishing on the dirt side of things. He's doing a little catfishing. Right now, the one that's doing all the fishing here tonight, ever since he took over the race lead 6 laps ago, Tim Combs. There's second and third. Battle back there right now is, well, there's that Sean Single entry. He was your leader at one point, but now he is fading, and fading very quickly. He now just lost that 4th spot to Jeffrey Souza. Here comes Rob Higgins. Higgins looking down low in that number 40 entry. He's going to take the spot. A little bump there from Single to Higgins. Now here comes the number 24, Zach Mitchell. Murdoch into Mitchell. Mitchell's going to go around. Mitchell goes around. He's sitting down onto the inside. He's actually going to go straight to pit road, so the caution won't come out here. So the caution not coming out as that number 24 of Zach Mitchell goes to pit road. He's having himself a good run. Richard Murdoch tagging him just a little bit. Everybody's still chasing Tim Combs, and he's actually starting to open up that gap just a little bit. Hey, there's Big Wiggle. Big Wiggle wiggling down around the bottom. I heard his money don't wiggle. There you see Murdoch trying to follow that number 2 of Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen actually going to go down and get a little piece of the apron, so that's going to allow... Oh, hold on to her there, Joe. Don't get road rage. Oh, this is road rage accessories. Then you can get those for your Silverado. Joe Strada going to lose a couple spots there. He's going to lose the spot to Dave Bragg, Tim Blum, Brian B. Yankee going to get around him. Troutman losing a spot. There goes Trevarthen losing a spot as Troutman actually gets around him on the outside. Troutman making that. He's got a little bit of an advantage, race fans. Troutman lives in Tennessee. He went to the dirt race at Bristol, and he forgot his turn 3 koozie. I can't forget the picture he sent me that night while he was sitting at the Cup race. Forgot his koozie. Look at that big dive into the corner, though, by the number 2. Trevarthen says, I'm not quite done. Slides up in front of him out of the corner. He'll take the spot. So Michael Trevarthen now up into the 8th spot. The Murdoch entry working the bottom side. See his Silverado nose has been used up a little bit. Murdoch now going to use that slide job. He slides up to what the cushion would be up top there. Ryan O'Donnell down to the bottom side. He had a little bit of troubles in that number 98. That's why you see him down around the bottom side now. Murdoch trying to work the high, wide, and handsome line. They call it the Kyle Larson line in dirt. Nobody goes higher than Kyle Larson to go around the outside when he's in a 410 sprint car or, well, his midget. Murdoch making it work up top. Here comes the number 62. Is Ryan O'Donnell going to have to get out of the throttle. He's going to check him up. Here comes Dave Bragg back to the party. He'll now insert himself. Oh, hold on. He was there for a second. Then he lost it. Now he's back again. Dave Bragg taking back the 10th spot. You're watching some of the best battles on the speedway. Here's another one of them. That is the number 10 of Tim Blum, the Classics Hot Sauce entry, the driver out of Florida. That's Blum battling with the number 24, Zach Mitchell. Mitchell going a lap down. Actually, is multiple laps down now. It looks like 3 laps down. So Tim Blum not battling that number 24 of Zach Mitchell. So he just lets him pretty much go right now. No need to battle. Double high 5 at the line last time by for the golfer out of Ohio. That is Tim Combs. He saw that double high 5, and he's got about a 1.4 second lead over Max Terriot. DJ Anderson into that 3rd spot. Then it's Jeffrey Souza, Rob Higgins rounding out the top 5. That's how they've run currently here with 9 more laps to go here in our first feature event of the evening. And you see that number 11, LaShawn Single. Single going to try and use the number 30 of Bob Higgins as a pick to see if he can get around Rob Higgins. Oh, Single a little sideways. He's going to have to hang on to his Dr. Pepper. He hangs on to it, but that's going to allow that number 40 to kind of scoot away. So right now, Rob Higgins is safe for the time being. Last time by, though, one of the fastest drivers out there onto the speedway. That was actually our 2nd place runner. Here he comes for the race lead as the 17 scrapes the wall. New race leader, there goes the 42 of Max Terriot. Terriot now going to take the race lead. So with 6 laps to go, new race leader. Now Tim Combs has to get back into a groove as he works the lower line, seeing if he can find anything down low at this point to try and get back around. As it was Tim Combs leading for the last 20 laps here in our first main event tonight. Now losing it with 7 laps to go. Max to come by this time. He'll see high 5. 5 fingers in the air. It'll just be 5 more times. 2.5 miles of racing left to go here on the dirt track at Bristol. Well, it is the Bristol dirt track. There's only one of them. They just threw some dirt over top of it. Trevarthen trying to get inside the top 6 here if he can work over Sean Single. Single, remember, led the first half of this race and then had some handling problems. The number 11 handling has gone away on that truck. Oh, Trevarthen going to lose a lot of momentum that time as he tried to go down low. Still trying, still got to give it the best effort you can. Popsicle sticks to go up when he comes back around here. Race leader is the number 42 of Max Terrell. He is locked into the playoffs as he will actually win regular season point standings. He's just going to pad his cushion a little bit. So he'll pick up the popsicle sticks that time. Michael Trevarthen, he's bringing Ethan Troutman along with him. Sean Single still able to hold on, but it'll be the white flag this time. White flag presented here in our feature event by the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Final trip around the Speedway here tonight in our first feature of the evening. And all by myself. 1.3 second lead for the number 42 of Max Terrell. He will pick up the first ever feature win here. Ryan O'Donnell having some issues, and it'll be Tim Combs. DJ Anderson trying to hold off the number 4. He will do it. It'll be DJ Anderson in 3rd. Jeffrey Souza back into the 4th spot. 5th will go to Rob Higgins with the top 5 here on dirt. Michael Trevarthen, Sean Single, Ethan Troutman, Richard Murdoch, and Dave Bragg will finish down and wind down the top 10 running order. So there's your winner of feature event number 1, Max Terrell going to victory lane. Congratulations to Max. These drivers will have just a little bit of a warm-up session here. I do believe if they want to go out and burn the track in here tonight before our next 50-lap feature event that will come up here in just a couple of moments. So 50 laps in the books. Max Terrell picking up the win, so nobody else getting locked in out of this race here tonight. Or at least I should say nobody getting locked in for winning that race. So that will actually go as the 5th win of the season for Max Terrell. So picking up 5 out of the 10 races run so far here. So as these drivers go out there, they burn the track in just a little bit. Race fans, we're going to take a quick break here from Bristol. And we'll see what the next 50 laps here tonight brings.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Bristol Motor Speedway. Do not adjust your picture. That's right, you see it. It's dirt. We've done the heat races here tonight, and we've done one feature event, 50 laps. We've done that one here tonight, and we have our first feature winner. We've caught up with the number 42 of Max Terrell. Max, you picked up the first win, but you really had to work for this one. Tell us how the track really started to come in there and how you were able to take the race lead.
Yeah, I didn't have the grip on the bottom or in the middle, so I just played it easy for the first half, and then it came in with about 20 to go. But my water temp was getting high. I didn't know if I had enough water left in the tank at the end of the race, but barely, and that was good for 50 laps. So we'll go at it again.
Yeah, you scrape the mud off. You get a fresh truck out here tonight virtually at the Bristol Motor Speedway. How was the first 50 laps, though, out there? Obviously, we know you won, so congratulations. You're the first driver to ever win a dirt race here with Red Light Racing, and you don't have the dirt background either.
No, I've picked it up when they released it back, I think, in 2017, so that was the first few months that I spent racing on dirt for the first time, and well, I prefer racing with proper dirt cars on dirt tracks, but this is a new experience, so everyone's on almost level playing field, so it's still entertaining, I hope.
Well, it was a good 50 laps out there. Hey, good luck. I hear ya. The magical invert wheel magically somehow ended up on 20 spots, so I guess you're going to go from first to 20.
Yeah, it's a totally different race from this point on now.
Well, hopefully we can see you do it again here, Max, so good luck.
All right, thank you.
So there's your first winner ever on the dirt here with Red Light Racing. That'll go to the number 42 of Max Terrell. Now you heard me drop the magical bombshell. We will invert 20. So Max Terrell, who finished, well, first, he'll go back to the 20th starting spot here tonight, and we're just going to invert it that way. That means the driver that finished 20th, who actually was sitting down on pit road, he'll pull out a backup truck, and he'll go to the front of the field. That'll be the number 86. This is your starting lineup here for the second feature of the evening. Driving the number 86 of James Skelton. He'll get a brand new try at this one, so Skelton goes to P number 1. Bob Higgins in the number 30. Went a lap down in that first 50 laps, but he'll start in second. Zach Mitchell had a little bit of problems. He'll start third. Philly Edwards in number 73. He'll go fourth. And how about it, race fans? One of the fan favorites out there from down under in Australia. It's the Aussie Kevin O'Brien. Will start there in fifth. Joe Strano, the Road Rage Accessories number 43, will go sixth. Seventh will go to the Liquid Motley entry of Brandon Feeney in truck number 38. He'll start seventh. And Ryan Tani will start in eighth spot after having a terrible finish there in the final lap of feature event number 1. Tim Blum in the number 10 will start back into the ninth spot, while Brian Bianchi in the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe number 14 will go 10th. Dave Bragg will go back into the 11th spot, and the Full Throttle Racing Adventure in Pixel 01 of Richard Murdoch will give it another go from back into the 12th spot. Starting 13th here tonight, the driver out of Tennessee, driving the number 62, the Eagle Hawk Motorsports number 62 of Ethan Troutman will go 13th. 14th will go to the Chick-fil-A number 11 of Sean Single. 15th, the Big Wiggle himself of Michael Trevarthen. Then it's going to be Rob Higgins back there into P number 16. He just finished 5th in our last round. And going from the 17th spot, the number 4 of Jeffrey Sousa, then it's DJ Anderson in the number 51 out of Virginia. He'll go 18th. Tim Combs, he led a bunch of that race. He'll start back into the 19th spot, while Max Terriot will go in 20th. So those are your top 20 drivers now inverted here. And back into the 21st spot, he finished 21st in his first 50 laps. That'll be Chris Hammett. Jason Wells will go into the 22nd spot. 23rd then will be Tony Strano, and 24th will be Rex Hoyle. One driver not making the call there to our actual lineup is the number 64 of Wells. So an exciting first 50. Now we get to do it all over again. 50 and 50 equals out to 100 here tonight. Who will win the second 50? win the second 50, and lock in to the playoffs. We are taking 12-plus winners right now. We got 3 winners outside the top 12, so it's a second chance right here for these drivers. Little contact there. Ryan O'Donnell on the initial jump of the start here. Going to be put 3 wide after some contact with the outside wall. He is going to lose multiple spots. He's already down 7 spots by the exit of turn number 2. So O'Donnell, you're trying to gather it in here. As Rob Higgins having some issues back there. Oh, one car going to go sideways. That's the number 30. Oh, the 2 Canadians get together. The 2 Canadians. Oh, Kevin O'Brien just making hard contact with the inside wall, too. A little bit of a jumbled up crazy start here. And there's one of the drivers that brought the caution flag out. And there's the other one. Didn't quite make it that far this time. Lap number 2, the first caution flag of the evening flying. Take a look. Just bumper hook, and there he goes. Harmless, didn't mean it probably, just caught the back bumper in the wrong spot of Brandon Feeney, and Feeney going around. Sure, those two are going to have a good laugh about that one. I'm sure there's going to be a joke about who's doing whose oil change now. And who's using which oil. Out front, right where he wants to be, though, the number 86 of James Skelton is out front. Zach Mitchell, Bob Higgins, Richard Murdoch. How about Murdoch on the initial jump of this one? Has picked up 8 spots since we went racing here in our second feature event. But there's somebody that's going to outdo him. And that is the number 51, DJ Anderson, actually moving up 11 spots. Holy shamoles, these drivers are really digging into it here tonight to try and pick up all the spots they can on these restarts. Taking a peek, it does not look like the Jason Wells entry is going to get himself out onto the speedway. He has called it an evening here tonight at Bristol. He will. Let me take a look here. Let me take a quick gander. Where did Wells come into the playoffs? He has no wins, but he was sitting 3rd, so, well, he is sitting pretty on the point standings. He had looks like about a 50-point gap. Trying to tally that up here in my head. It was a 57-point gap for Wells. So he has a pretty good size lead. He should be able to slot himself into the championship playoffs. That's right, we're talking about playoffs. Why are we talking about playoffs? Well, hey, this is the last round of the regular season. 2 50-lap races here at Bristol. And then we go to the playoffs. The round of what would be 12-plus winners. So the drivers that are inside the top 12, plus anybody who's outside the top 12 and wins. So that would put DJ Anderson, Tim Blum, and Sean Butler. Also, so it'll be 15 drivers advancing into the playoffs, which will start next week at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. We'll bring out the old Archimenards machines for the final time this season next week at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, better known as Gateway. Then we'll get the Next Generation Cup car, which is today's Cup car. On June 27th, we'll go to Rockingham for the final race of round number 1. We still got to finish off this one, though, here tonight. Skelton, Mitchell, Higgins, and Murdoch. Green flags up. One driver was up against the outside wall. That was Philly Edwards, the number 73. Richard Murdoch going to try and slide up in front of the number 24. Not going to quite happen. Those two have had a little run-in already here tonight. Murdoch now going to take that spot and see if he can run away. Caution lights are on the speedway, though. Not going to get a lap in. Actually, we will credit that lap being turned. So we'll get one in. And then a pile up down here. Looks like Ryan O'Donnell, Ethan Troutman. Looks like the 6 of Chris Hammett. Also involved here. There you see Ryan O'Donnell pulling away in the number 98, Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. That is not how his original truck looked. Maybe we can get some race win diecast after this one. For a couple of these drivers, it would look pretty cool. Watch Ryan O'Donnell. The Classics Hot Sauce number. Oh, wow, Ryan. Wow, Ryan. That was just parts of that. There you see 4 other trucks. Kevin O'Brien, we didn't see him originally involved. Right on board with the number 62 of Troutman. Yay! Was that Brandon Feeney and Dave Bragg in another one? Those two drivers are like stuck together like peanut butter and jelly. Kevin O'Brien actually just sliding in there. Gets a little bit of damage on the metallic number 184. So a couple different incidents there to bring out that caution flag. It's the second caution flag here of the night in our second 50-lap feature event here tonight. Remember, caution laps are counting for all the dirt fans that are tuning in out there. Yes, we're counting caution laps here tonight. As we see if the pace car lights go out here, if we're going to go back racing this time or next time by. And nope, we're going to go around at least one more time. So while we have time, we got to thank all the race fans for tuning in here once again on Monday night to watch the Scrambler series presented by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply for Red Light Racing here. Seeing if, who's going to pick up a dirt win here tonight. We already know feature event number 1 went to Max Terrill. Heat race winners were DJ Anderson, James Skelton, and Michael Trevarthen. So we'll see which one of these drivers can continue to tiptoe through the daisies here tonight. Trying to take a peek. DJ Anderson is the biggest mover. There you see that Fox Racing number 51. 51 of DJ Anderson picking up 12 spots here in the early going. Philly Edwards, the driver that has lost the most spots. He is down there running 19 spots behind where he started tonight. That's 23rd for Philly Edwards. So, hope you have some of that popcorn ready because it's about to get interesting here once again. James Skelton, Richard Murdoch, the two South Carolina boys lining up next to each other. Tire spin by both of them. Oh, now a little contact there. Going to send Murdoch kind of wiggling up the track. Here comes Zach Mitchell. Mitchell's going to try and squeeze to the outside. He'll squeeze in front of Murdoch. Here comes the 51 of DJ Anderson down to the bottom, and Sean Single going to run the middle groove. He's going to slide the Chick-fil-A entry up in front of Murdoch. We got a lap into green flag racing here tonight at a Skelton, Mitchell, Anderson, Single. Here comes Brian Bianchi, the Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe entry. And there is your first feature event winner of Max Terrill. He is right there. He's already at 13 spots now inside the top 10 and going for more. Oh, sideways. Bianchi trying to hang on to it. They're going 3 wide. Murdoch to the outside. Murdoch was to the outside of the number 42 of Max Terrill. Now Murdoch going to lose ground, just not quite ready up on the outside. And outside not quite worked in. Murdoch still trying. He's just stuck there now at this point because he's got Rob Higgins down on the bottom side also. So So a little contact there between Rob Higgins and Richard Murdoch, and you see everybody really just throwing it in there right now. Track's still pretty heavy. Look at Tim Combs working the outside of the speedway. He's going higher than anybody here in the early portion of this one. Oh, he's going to jump over that cushion a little bit, Tim Combs does, and he's stuck to the outside wall like glue. He'll lose some spots. Through your Massachusetts runners right now, Bianchi and Single. Here comes Max. Max going to the top early. Murdoch into the back of the 11 of Single saying, hey, let's go. Murdoch more of a Taco Bell fan than a Chick-fil-A fan, so that's probably why he's beating on the back bumper of the Chick-fil-A number 11 right now. Tim Combs, remember him? Well, he dropped outside the top 10 with that little mistake. Now he's trying to work his way back. Still got time. Not quite to the halfway point here tonight. Second place runner right now running faster lap times in the race leader, everybody has to get there. There's your race leader, James Skelton, out front by 1.3 seconds. Then it's 2 seconds back to DJ Anderson, 4 seconds back to Brian Bianchi, and 4.5 back to your fifth place runner of Max Terriot. Ryan O'Donnell having some issues here once again. And this time there's smoke out of the Turbo Dork Radical Paints entry. See him trying to get that truck refired here. It's stuck down to the inside wall. Looks like he's going to have to call the virtual tow truck. So Ryan O'Donnell going to bring out caution flag number 3 here tonight. Tonight's not the night for the driver out of Michigan, it looks like. Take a look, see where he stepped over the boundary tonight. Looked pretty good. He was running at the time of this incident inside the top 10 and just lost it, couldn't correct it, and parked it against the inside wall. Ryan can't park there. Uh-oh. Yeah, at that point he knew it was lost, and he got that thing stuck. It was buried nose deep. Nose deep for Ryan O'Donnell here. Take another look at it. Got up there in the loose stuff. 4 in the fluff is what we like to call it. And when you put 4 in the fluff, it usually doesn't work out too well. Third caution flag of the night as we approach the halfway point here. We will go racing just over halfway home here in our second feature event. We've already once again locked Max Terriot in to the record book as the first winner on dirt and feature racing competition. Who will be the next driver? That's going to be up for debate because there are some drivers that are coming to the front, including the number 42 of Max Terriot. DJ Anderson, one of those drivers that has picked up 15 spots along with Max Terriot, along with this driver, missed the call to the starting grid on his first race. And there you see, that is Rex Hoyle. He missed the call to the grid and now finds himself in the second race picking up 15 spots early here. We go racing, though. It will be Skelton, Mitchell, Anderson, Bianchi, Terriot, your top 10. Drivers that are out of the race here are Ryan O'Donnell. I say out, I say he's down on pit road. So, we'll see if he is able to come back out here or not. So Ryan O'Donnell's down on pit road. Jason Wells did not make the call to the grid. And Josh Buckley is out feeling ill. We do wish Josh Buckley well, we can't wait to see him come back, so we wish him a recovery here. It's always good to see the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes number 13 out onto the speedway. We do miss him here tonight. So Josh, from everybody with Red Light Racing and all of us here at Turn 3, we hope you get better soon. Can't wait to see you. Hopefully we get to see you possibly Thursday in your return back to racing. But then again, health is always more important than sim racing. We always say health and family before everything else here with the racing. So Josh taking taking some time to get better for himself. But it does look like the iRacing.com safety truck or safety car lights are out. Usually we'd see a truck out there on dirt, but tonight, hey, why not that beautiful, weird-looking iRacing.com pace car? So it'll be ready to dive in. It'll be 23 laps to go, as it does look like Kevin O'Brien will rejoin the rear of the field here. So we're ready. Safety car off. Skelton and Mitchell. Good start, slow start, and that's what's going to work us down here into the corner as we go 3 wide, racing for second. Mitchell to the outside. That is going to be Bianchi. One truck into the outside wall. That's Shanika single. Here comes Richard Murdoch. He'll tag the quarter panel of number 42. First lap back to green, though. James Skelton still the race leader. Murdoch and single back here, still rubbing fenders. Tim Combs is going to throw a little bit of a body slam there to Rex Hoyle. He's trying to get through and trying to block a little bit possibly. That's Rex Hoyle trying to get back down to the bottom. That's where he wants to be. 3 wide. There's that number 10 of Blum to the outside. They're put Joe Shrano in the middle and Souza down low. Yeah, 3 wide everywhere. Joe is like, get me out of the middle right now. So as they battle a little bit deeper into the field, up inside, getting close to the top 5, there's your 5th place runner, TJ Anderson, Michael Trevarthen, Sean Single, Richard Murdoch. Look at Tim Combs. He's trying to really rebound here tonight. 20 laps to go. 20 to go here in the final feature event. Oh, Max Tarrant really having to check up there, almost getting into the back of Brian Yankee. He checks up. Sean Single sideways in front of the field. He'll tag the number 40 and nowhere to go for Troutman. And there goes the motor. The motor on the 11 of Shanika Single has gone up in smoke. That'll bring out our caution flag, the 4th one of the evening. So the 4th caution flag coming out with 19 laps to go. Rob Higgins, Ethan Troutman, and Shanika Single. Take a look at Shanika here. Tag big wiggles back quarter panel, and when he tried to save it, gets the rear end swing into the 40. Right on board here. This is with Rob Higgins. He thought he was cleared. He thought he was clear and good to go. Dave Bragg, I think, got a little... No, he didn't actually get a piece of that. I thought he got a little piece of it, I thought. But no, he's actually all right. Oh, man, if Troutman just would have stayed high, he would have been able to miss that. Fortunately, his night looks like it's going up in smoke, too. There's smoke belling out of the back of that Ream Silverado. So a couple caution flags here in our second race. Should go back racing with about 13 laps to go or so. Looking at it, and still there's plenty of time for drivers like Tim Combs to work his way back up. Rex Hoyle, he's been coming through the field very slow and methodically here tonight. Dave Bragg is the only driver on my scoring. I lie. James Skelton and Dave Bragg both are the only 2 drivers that are still holding their positions of where they started here tonight. James Skelton started on the pole here, and he's still on the pole. And then there's Dave Bragg back there. He started 11th. He's running 11th. Dave Bragg has been through the field, though, here. When I'm looking at his chart, he's been as far up as 6th and as far down as 18th already. So the driver out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. Where's Brandon Feeney? It's always a good battle when the 2 Canadians there from Peterborough are near each other. Feeney's back there running in 17th, so there's a little bit of a gap between the 2. Don't worry, that will close before the end of the night. Well, Michael, I kind of lost all my popcorn. These drivers, they're throwing the trucks everywhere. They're getting me excited. It's all over the floor, and well, I ain't got time to go make more. So, if you want to run some up here to Pennsylvania, though, more than happy to stop in at our studio in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Bring me some popcorn. I just ate I had birthday cake popcorn for the first time today when I was at work, and not too bad. Strange, but not too bad. But the official iRacing.com pace car does turn its safety car lights out, so this time by to be James Skelton, Zach Mitchell, Brian Bianchi, DJ Anderson starting on the front row. Sean Single, Rob Higgins, and Ethan Troutman, none of those three drivers that were involved in that have returned to the racing surface. So with 14 to go, we're going with 19 trucks left onto the speedway. And a great start this time. Oh, bobble, though, by Bianchi. It was a great start by Zach Mitchell. Bianchi having some problems, so that'll allow the number 51 of DJ Anderson to go to the outside. He'll bring the number 42 of Max Tarrant right along with him. Oh, Zach Mitchell, don't do that. I thought he was going to go down and touch the apron in that number 24, and that's not what you want to do. James Skelton holding on. There's a big battle back here, though. DJ Anderson, Max Tarrant, Brian Bianchi. A little bit of a shove there by the number 42 of Max Tarrant into the back bumper of the 51. 11 to go, and there is that number 17. Combs is coming. Picks up a couple more on that restart. Contact between that number 2. Big wiggle goes up into the outside wall. Caution lights are on, though. That might save him from losing a bunch of spots. Or C. So the 5th caution flag with 10 laps to go. That has shortened this one up a bunch, as it looks like Bob Higgins, Kevin O'Brien, Dave Bragg, Chris Hammett may all be involved in this one. Watch that Jiffy Lube entry. Let's see what happens. Oh, Tony into the back of the number 31. Going to spin him around. Nowhere for Chris Hammett to go. Nowhere for Philly Edwards, Kevin O'Brien, and Bob Higgins. They all lock it up here, trying to just stay out of problems. See Dave Bragg down to the corner, and yeet, around he goes. This is with Chris Hammett. It's a nice wall down on the inside, but Chris Hammett can't park there either. They have all these parking restrictions. I don't get it. Well, of course, we got Aidan Alvecchione, the driver of the 271 out there from Thursday night. He's shooting me messages over here asking about some programming and whatnot. Aidan, as soon as we can get you the information of that, we'll talk to you possibly after this race here, because this one's just been crazy. We're not able to talk to you right now and keep up with all the scoring that is going on here. And man, think about it. Remember, coming in, it's the top 12 plus the drivers outside the top 12 all make it in also. So right now it's looking like 15 drivers will all advance. And we talk about those championship implications every time we get down to this time of the year. Now think about this. There was one driver that was above the cut line by 14 points. Actually, yeah, 14 points it was, yep. And that was the battle between Ryan O'Donnell and Brian Bianchi. Ryan O'Donnell's being off the track with required repairs with his Ford F-150. He's being scored in 23rd. The other driver that he was battling in that battle, well, he's up here running right now into the 5th spot. So that does not spell good for Ryan O'Donnell if he wants to try and point himself in to our championship chase. So right now, Bianchi is actually being scored. If I'm tallying this up right, Brian Bianchi has leapfrogged Ryan O'Donnell in the championship standings. It's just by 4 points right now, so that could swing like a pendulum at any point. So, anything can happen. It'll be a 5-lap shootout. Safety car lights are out. 5 laps to get this one done here tonight. Win and you're in. There's drivers right here like Bianchi, Combs, Murdoch, Hoyle, Souza that aren't locked in of a win. You win and you can get locked in. Let's go. Let's pitter patter. Let's get at her. Let's do it again. Bianchi going to go way down to the inside. Tried to get to the inside of the 51 of DJ Anderson. Not able to get it done, so he'll fall back into line. Zach Mitchell all over James Skelton. There comes the 42. He'll go to the outside. Contact a little bit deeper into the field. That's the 17 of Combs trying to work his way into the top 5. 4 laps to go this time by. First lap back to racing. It's that 86 of James Skelton leading the way here tonight. Anderson and Mitchell all over each other. Sorry, that's Terriel and Mitchell. The 2 and 4s are wild here. 3 to go this time by. Here comes Max Terriel. He'll take the second spot, and with 2.5 laps now left, can he go get James Skelton? What does he have left in the tank? This is going to be a good battle for the win here. Max just letting it all hang out up top. He's making up a lot of ground as the popsicle sticks wind him up. It'll be 2 laps to go. The final 2 laps here tonight at Bristol. James Skelton now has moved up in front of that number 42, trying to block the line that he has. Contact a little bit deeper off into the field. Brian Bianchi to the inside wall, keeps it pointed into the right direction. We stay green, coming to get white flag. Oh, Max up into the wall. Final lap, though, here at Bristol is underway, presented by Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe. Final trip around the speedway. He has gone winless so far this season. He's got 2 more corners to negotiate. 2 more corners. Sideways for the 86. He's going to give up a lot of ground. Max's freight train Steven on the outside. Not good enough, though. James Skelton winless no more this season. Big battle back there as, a couple drivers getting together coming across the line, but it is going to be James Skelton, Max Terrell, Zach Mitchell, DJ Anderson, Richard Murdoch, Tim Combs, Michael Trevarthen, Rex Hoyle, Jeffrey Souza, Tim Blum, your unofficial top 10 here tonight. James is going to do a little bit of celebrating here. He put in a lot of time here at Bristol. If he wasn't out fishing, he was right here on a sim rig on iRacing.com trying to, find the best way around. And he found a way around here tonight. He'll burn him down on the dirt. So when we come back, though, we'll talk to your top 3 drivers here tonight after our second feature event of the evening. James Skelton, though, going to victory lane in race number 2. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with your post-race show after this.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Bristol Motor Speedway. And yes, that's still dirt that you see out there. It's been flung, it's been slung, and now the dirt is starting to rest because we've run our heat races. We've run that 50-lap race, and now we've run another 50 laps here at Bristol, and it has been one heck of a race, that is for sure. It was anybody's ball game coming in. Nobody knew what to expect here tonight. But what I can tell you is we got three gentlemen that are standing by waiting, and we can tell you that all three of these drivers are going to go playoff battling for a championship. Let's start things off here tonight with the driver, the number 24, Zach. It's been a wild ride for you here tonight. Heat race went very calm. Then it came time to go racing here tonight. The gloves got put on, the helmet, visors, the tear-offs, they were all on this truck, and I think you used everything but possibly, well, I think there might be a small part of that splitter still straight.
Yeah, that first 50-lap race didn't go so well, but I got lucky and caught the invert at a good spot, so I started up front and just did the best I could to stay there. And someone called me in the YouTube chat. The guys were telling me someone called me a Jeff Gordon wannabe with my paint. I believe it's one of somebody that Richard knows, so I used that as a little bit of motivation to try to win, but James was just too quick to do anything with on those restarts.
Yeah, you talk about the restarts. You talked about the invert. How important is it to start up front here with these trucks on this track?
I don't think it made too much of a difference. I think if you started midfield, I mean, Max obviously was really fast and he started like 20th, but I feel like if you could make passes right away, when it was pretty much one line, the later it got in the run towards the end of the race, the outside line became the preferred line, and making any pass was pretty much impossible unless you wanted to throw a big slide job in there.
Your dirt experience, the list isn't very long. What was the aspect? What was looking, were you looking forward to this race at all?
Kinda, because it was something different. I have done some dirt racing on the sim before, but not not like the big modifieds or anything like that to really get any experience. But it just was it's a wild card, just like the road courses. Anybody can pretty much win at the road course, so just another wild card race.
Well, you call this one a wild card race. Everything is going to get reset here now next week. You will lock in on points, so we can tell you that you are in to the championship first round. What do you think about now heading from dirt and getting back over there to the Gateway International Raceway, or Worldwide Technology Raceway, as a lot of the newer fans would know it as?
I need to win because I will not be here in 2 weeks. It is family vacation at the cabin, so next week is a win or pretty much go home. So that will be the goal.
Well, now we know exactly what you need to do, so why don't you get out there and start to practice? So what do you say, Zach? Who do you got to thank here tonight for parking it on the podium here in the second race?
I can't thank my family most of all, and thanks to you, Roger, for putting on a broadcast for us, and thanks to the admins at Red Light and all the competitors that come out every week. It's really been a joy since I found this league, and I look forward to many seasons in the future.
There you hear it from your third place finisher tonight. That's Zach Mitchell in the number 24 truck. And how about it? We talked to you before already, Max, and well, the first race went really good, and you had to start deep into this one to work your way to the front.
I really had to be patient, and I was lucky on a few restarts, either on the inside when things happen on the outside or vice versa. So 50 laps with that many cautions, I just took advantage of the restarts and one position short, but James was really fast at the end.
Yeah, you got there towards the end of this one. It was about 4 laps to go. You finally cleared Mitchell for that second spot. Did you think you had enough time to get around James?
Around that would have been tough. I don't really know how these slide jobs work, so probably wasn't going to attempt anything that wild. But who knows? In 3 and 4, if I would have had the chance. Well, who knows? I wasn't close enough, so couldn't do it.
Chase Briscoe showed us what not to do. I'm sure you didn't want to do that here on the final lap of the evening. But hey, you're locked in. You picked up the most wins of the regular season. You're going to be sitting good here, but everything's going to get reset. The first 2 races here, we do head to Worldwide Technology and Rockingham. Which one do you think you're going to have your best shot to pick up another W?
I would say Rockingham, since we've raced a couple of times in the past 2 years, I think. So that's the one I remember the most. Gateway, that's been probably 4 years or maybe 5 we've been there. So I don't know if they have updated the tracks since then. And back with the ARCA cars, I think. So I'll have to put some practice in for next week because it's 2 tough tracks. So hopefully we have some clean racing anyways, but yeah, we'll have to put in the testing for hopefully have a good finish in both races.
Well, you had good finishes in both these races here tonight, so congratulations, Max, a P number 2. Who do you got to thank that's back home here tonight watching you?
Yep, thanks. My girlfriend, my friend Max, and my dad, Josh, James, and Richard for the Scrambler series, Turn 3 Network for the broadcast. And that was a bit of a different experience with the heat races, the short 8 laps. So hopefully that was fun to watch and maybe a little less cautions at the end. And we would have had an overall successful evening throughout the night.
There you hear it from the number 42 of Max Harrell. He'll pick up another win here tonight. He wins the first feature event and finishes second in the second one. The man who, though, will pick up the win here in our second feature event. How about it, James? You go winless all season until the final chance to pick up a W in the regular season, and you did it.
Yeah, I haven't had the best season. I was really looking forward to the races tonight, and I felt awful in the first race getting into Rarthen, and then I completely forgot how the invert worked. Josh did that, and lo and behold, I had the pole, and then I just had to be smooth on all the restarts, and because I felt like I was pretty good, one of the better trucks. I just needed the track position.
You turned 100 laps in practice here tonight, but besides 100 laps here tonight, how many laps did you actually turn in preparation for this race tonight?
Really not too many. I did probably a 30-minute practice with Richard earlier in the week, and I did a little test by myself for probably 30 minutes. The track just changes so much. So when you're racing by yourself, the track just doesn't change that much. And that's the thing. I don't really have a lot of dirt background, but what I really, really like about it is just how much the track changes and how much you just have to be, cognizant of what's happening and where you need to move around.
Tonight we saw a lot of drivers like to go to the outside lane and stay there. Some of these drivers like to go catfish right down around the bottom. This truck, though, it seemed like, down on 1 and 2, you were able to run the bottom side, and then 3 and 4, you like to run the outside. I mean, how did the truck really handle differently from turns 1 and 2 to 3 and 4?
Well, early on, it's probably the first 35 laps or so. I wanted the bottom to the middle the whole time, maybe a high entry, and then just rotate it, middle and the bottom, and then you could really, mash the gas, and it wouldn't get loose on you. But just the way that it slicked up, I think it was 3 and 4 that I started running the top, and I saw Max, and I knew Max wanted the top, so I just wanted to take his line away. I think Michael was running, or Zach, was running the bottom, so that's where I preferred. But once I saw that, Max went up, I went up.
You were able to hold on to that there then at the end of this one. Different experience for you, but you're able to really clinch this one in what would be the final Hail Mary, the final seconds of this season. Were you really worried all season long that you weren't going to pick up a win at all?
I mean, if the wins come, I mean, our league's so good. I mean, Max is so good on so many of these tracks. You know, I feel like I'm kind of always in the ballpark. And then, you know, like when Tim shows up, he's a factor. When Sean shows up, he's a factor. So, you know, I don't let the wins, you know, really get to me. I mean, our league's so good. All I concentrate is just making sure, you know, I do the best I can every week and just make the playoffs. That's my ultimate goal, is to win a championship. So I just want to set myself up for the playoffs.
You set yourself up. You were, I believe, if you look overall, it's going to say second next to your name overall. Of course, Max beating you out in points and wins in the regular season. So second's not bad, but now you reset. What's the mindset first round?
Yeah, first round's always surviving for me. So, you know, going back to the wins, I'd care less if, you know, if I win, you know, yeah, it's great if you win the first race, you know, you automatically go into the next round. But just because we have so many guys that make it to the first round, what you don't want to do is just put yourself so far back that you're stressing out for the second race. So I don't even know where we're at for, honestly, the first two races. I just want good, solid finishes and then just kind of build momentum going, you know, throughout the chase.
Well, it's going to be a rough round number one because it'll be 15 drivers, including yourself in there, that will battle to try and whittle it down to 8 drivers after the next 2 races. But hey, tonight it was all about dirt. You park it in victory lane here, so let's roll this red carpet out. Max has already stepped on it, so don't worry about getting it dirty. So hey, the red carpet's out, and the microphone's yours.
Yeah, 10-4. I want to thank, you know, you all, as always. Definitely have to check the broadcast out tonight because, like I said, I think this was an overall success. I mean, it was an outlier. I was nervous doing it. I almost told Josh that we should change it, and he said, no, we're going to stick with it. So I actually think it went really good. So thank you for helping. I think you had some input for how we should do it. So thank you. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to all the drivers consistently coming out. I think we're putting on really, really good races. Josh and then Richard. And then I sent a link out to some of my friends, some of my fishing buddies. So if they got to watch it, I definitely appreciate it. And I sent it out to my nephew too. And he was texting me after I wrecked in the first race.
Well, there you hear it. There's fans out there for James Skelton cheering him on tonight. Round 1 maybe didn't go so well, but the second round he's able to park the number 86 into victory lane. He'll get ready to go for a little bit of a walk here tonight, de-stress, and just kind of wind down, and then he'll go fishing tomorrow, I'm sure, before he hops back into his simulator. So James Skelton picks up round number 2 here at Bristol here tonight at Dirt, the second 50-lap feature event, as Max Terrett was able to pick up the first 50-lap feature event here tonight. So those two drivers are going to walk away with some points for themselves, and they will both lock themselves in to the first round of the playoffs. So you heard us talk about it. It's the top 12 in overall points. If you win and you're inside the top 12, well, that's great. You locked yourself in. Everybody else had to point themselves in that were inside the top 12, and they will do that. And then we're going to add 3 drivers on top of that. DJ Anderson is outside the top 12 after tonight, along with Tim Blum and Sean Butler. Those drivers, because they did pick up a win and compete in 50% of the regular season events here, they will get a credit, so they will tag on to the back of that top 12. So we'll go 15 drivers strong into the championship playoffs. So, well, I can't give you the top 12 drivers other than the drivers that picked up wins. So James Skelton is one of those drivers he will lock in, along with Max Terriel, Tim Blum, DJ Anderson, Sean Butler, James Skelton. Those drivers are all in on wins. Everybody else is kind of up in the air here because we've had so many different factors come into the night. Some drivers like Ryan O'Donnell, who was just 8 points to the good at one point, is now going to fall below that cut line of the top 12, so his night is not going to go the way he wanted it to. But we're going to have to keep a close eye on where you can find all that information in the days to come of who is actually in and who is actually going to be on the outside looking in. How about you go over and follow the Red Light Racing page on Facebook.com, or you can head on over to redlightracing.net, and that will give you all the info here for the Scrambler series of where your favorite driver is going to slot in the playoffs, or if he will be battling for one of those spots of best of the rest, because that's coming up just next week. On June the 20th, we will head to the Worldwide Technology Raceway with the ARCA machines. 100 laps is going to be the distance under the lights at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. But boy, that's going to about do it here from Bristol. It was a wild one, 250-lap main events here. Max Terrell, James Skelton putting their names in the record books for the first winners ever here at Bristol on dirt. It was a great race for all these drivers, a little bit out of their comfort zones, but I think it went absolutely well for these drivers. I hope to see possibly, maybe we can do it again next year or in a couple years to come. But hey, for all of us here with Red Light Racing, everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and all of us at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. My name's Roger Muth, and we can't wait to see you 7 days' time over at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. But until then, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.